Have you ever felt like Web3 is this amazing, futuristic party, but you can't for the life of you find the front door? Yeah, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to talk about the single biggest thing holding Web3 back, and, way more importantly, the design-led solution that's finally propping that door wide open. I mean, this is the real question, isn't it? Blockchain technology is completely revolutionary. But let's be honest, for most people, trying to use it feels really complex, maybe even a little intimidating. The big promise is decentralization and you owning your own data. But the reality? It's often just hitting a wall of confusing jargon and a bunch of complicated steps. And that brings us right to the heart of the issue, what we call the Web3 usability problem. See, it's not the technology itself that's the barrier, it's how we interact with it. A super powerful engine is pretty useless if nobody knows how to drive the car, right? Well, right now, poor usability is the biggest roadblock keeping Web3 from really hitting the mainstream. Let's just put this into perspective. The apps we use every single day, that's Web 2. They're simple, they're familiar, they're intuitive. We just trust them. Web 3, on the other hand, often feels like the complete opposite. It's new, the things you have to do are complex, and it asks for a huge leap of faith from you, the user. And that right there is the gap that we have to bridge. So, how do we fix this? What's the answer? Well, maybe surprisingly, it's not more technical genius. It's just better design. We need to shift our focus from what the technology can do to what the user actually needs to do. And this is where specialized UI/UX design really becomes the hero of the story. So what is Web3 design, really? Think of it like a translator. It takes all that complex blockchain language, things like smart contracts and wallet connections, and turns it into simple, clear actions that just feel natural. At the end of the day, the goal is to build that trust that's been missing and really get people on board. But, this kind of translation doesn't just happen by magic. It takes a really structured, proven process to turn all that complexity into something crystal clear. It's a deliberate journey from a confusing idea to a product that people actually enjoy using. So let's walk through the 9 key steps that make this whole thing possible. Okay, so it all starts with a rock-solid foundation. First up, step 1. Product discovery. This is all about nailing down the why, understanding the vision and goals so you don't end up building something nobody actually wants. Next, and this is crucial, is user research. This means you're actually talking to people, finding their real pain points so you're not just guessing. All of that then feeds into step 3, creating an experience strategy, which is basically a clear roadmap for the most simple, intuitive path a user can take. It saves so much chaos later on. Now, with that strategy locked in, things start to get way more tangible. Step 4, information mapping, is where you organize everything so users never feel lost or overwhelmed. Then in step 5, you get to wireframing. Think of this like creating a basic blueprint of the app. It lets you test the entire user flow before you even think about colors or fonts. And trust me, this step saves a massive amount of time and money. Only when that blueprint is solid do you move on to step 6, visual design, which adds that professional polish that subconsciously builds trust with the user. And finally, we get to interaction design, which makes the product feel alive and responsive. But step 8, usability testing, might be the most critical of them all. This is where you put the design in front of real people and just watch. You see where they get stuck, where they get confused. You find and fix all those problems here, not after a costly and very public launch. The last step is the design handoff, where that polished, user-tested blueprint gets handed over to the developers to bring it all to life. All right, so you go through that whole rigorous process. What's the result? What do you actually get at the end? You get a whole new generation of Web3 products that are, believe it or not, a genuine pleasure to use. Let's look at a couple of examples. This really breaks it down perfectly. For dApps, decentralized apps, the big goal is just to make getting started super simple. For crypto wallets, it's about making security feel easy, not terrifying. For DeFi, or decentralized finance, it's all about turning super complex financial data into something you can understand at a glance. And for DAOs, which are decentralized organizations, it's about making voting and governance easy and transparent. You see, every product has a unique usability challenge, and design is the key to solving it. Now, making things look nice and feel easy to use is obviously great for the user, but why should businesses pour money and time into this? Because great design isn't just an expense, it's a massive competitive advantage that brings back some serious, tangible returns. Just look at these outcomes. Faster user adoption, that's the obvious one, but stronger user trust. In a space that's known for scams, that is everything. When the user flow is clear and simple, you get fewer drop-offs. People don't just give up halfway through a transaction. All of this leads directly to a higher return on investment and helps you build a product that can actually grow and scale without falling apart. And if you need proof, just look at this number, a 99% client retention rate. A number like that just doesn't happen by accident. It means that companies who invest in this kind of user-first design process see such a huge impact on their own success that they come back again and again. It shows that this process flat out works. And here's a voice from the real world to back that up. Jason, the CEO of Park, points out that they started with design first. That's the key. By doing that, they got a quality solution they could confidently show investors and that was stable enough to launch. See, design wasn't an afterthought or a coat of paint. It was the actual foundation for their business success. So we kind of end right back where we started. The incredible potential of Web3, decentralization, real ownership, a whole new internet. It's all been locked behind this door of complexity. And it's becoming more and more clear that user-centric design isn't just a key. It really might be the key to finally unlocking that door for everyone.